I remember playing Mario Kart 64 on the Nintendo 64. Yes, despite being born in the 2000s, the N64 and the Wii were my first video game consoles. I loved playing Mario Kart 64 when I was 6 years old. Somehow, this was the first Mario Kart game where it had 16 tracks because in Super Mario Kart, it had 20 tracks. It still had the Mushroom Cup, the Flower Cup, the Star Cup, and the Special Cup. So in today's video, I'm going to be ranking all 16 Mario Kart 64 tracks. However, I'm going to be changing things up a bit. Instead of ranking the tracks from worst to best, I'm going to rank them from decent to still best, because there's not a single bad track in this game. All of these tracks seems to be good, great, but some of them are decent and okay. Keep this in mind that the tracks I'm going to be ranking are just my opinion. So if you don't like any of these tracks I like, or if you like any of these tracks that I think that are mediocre, that's okay. That's your opinion and your opinion is valid. So with that being said, let's begin the ranking. Number 16, Wario Stadium. To start off, we got Wario Stadium. This is sort of a long track, but I guess it is somewhat decent. I guess the only obstacle is at that ramp gap section, and that's pretty much it. It is a little bit boring because how long it is. And yes, I know that Rainbow Road is the longest track ever. Go ahead and call me out. I am shocked and surprised that this is the last track that has never been remade as a retro track. What is Nintendo doing? Number 15, Mario Raceway. Pretty decent track in my opinion, not too shabby at all, but at least there's a giant mushroom, a Mario sign, and a giant pipe designed as a tunnel. I love how in the intro of the track, there's balloons in the air and the audience cheering. This track overall is alright, but it could probably improve better, maybe. Number 14, Sherbet Land. It's an ice track and there's penguins all over the track, and don't bump into them or else you'll lose all your speed. But anyways, this is an okay track, nothing else to say about this track. I do like how when you fall into the water, Lakitu will fish you up from the water and you'll be inside that ice poly sculpture. I'm assuming the water is cold. Number 13, Toad's Turnpike. This is a highway-related track, and there's a lot of vehicles going on in this track. You gotta avoid trucks and cars, otherwise they'll hit you. But anyways, this is honestly a pretty good track in my opinion. I just like the details of this track. It's like you're actually on a highway. And it also has a dusk background to, I guess, match the element to the track. Number 12, Banshee Boardwalk. This track may be creepy at first, but it's also good and decent. You'll later encounter bats in this track and you'll come across an abandoned building. Once again, it just wants to match the format theme for this track. And let's not forget to mention that the music for this track just sounds creepy and uncanny. Let me ask you this. Did this track scare you when you were young? Number 11, Bowser's Castle. This is a pretty good Bowser track. There's thwomps in the castle and they're trying to squish you. There's two bridge sections, a Bowser statue, and going down the stairs, which kind of sounds dangerous because they feel bumpy once you drive down the stairs. But overall, I guess there's pretty much nothing else to say about this track. Number 10, Frappe Snowland. We got another snow theme related track and it's pretty good as well, though the music background for this track is sharing Sherbet Land. This track, however, has snow instead of slippery ice. You'll then come across a lot of snowmans and this giant snow statue. I just like the night sky texture background to it. It's supposed to be a snowy night. I just like this track. Enough said. Number 9, Moo Moo Farm. Despite that it is a short track, it's still great in my opinion. There's beavers or moles, whatever they're called, and cows on the track. I guess to, once again, match the aspect of this track. I like how the clouds are ovals. And that's it. And this was the first Mario Kart 64 track to be a retro track in Mario Kart DS, along with Frappe Snowland, Choco Mountain, and Banshee Boardwalk. Number 8, DK's Jungle Parkway. I love that it's a jungle theme, even though it's literally in the name. I also didn't expect that this track would come back in Mario Kart Wii as a retro track. I like how when you're off the track, there's something that's thrown towards you, and I'm not sure what that is. And there's a giant ramp jumping section, and that's it. I find this track to be very great, and it's still a great jungle themed track. Number 7, Yoshi Valley. Another long track, but here's why I like this track. It's sort of like a maze where all 8 racers get to the giant egg and then towards the grass field. I really like this track a lot because it's designed like a maze. Well, that's just my thoughts in my opinion. The only thing I want to nitpick about this track is that there's 4 question marks on the left. I get that it's a mystery that who knows who's in first, second, third, or fourth place, but I don't think it's necessary for some reason. But overall, I really like this track. I love doing mazes and I don't care what anyone else says. Number 6, Choco Mountain. Now, this is a really great track in my opinion. This and Calamari Desert are the only tracks that would come back in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass. This track has a lot of dirts, or whatever they're actually called. There's also giant boulders falling down, and you gotta avoid them, or else they'll hit you. Ouchies! I also like how the background music of this track would also be used in Block Fort and Double Deck. So, full disclosure, I love this track. Number 5, Koopa Troopa Beach. I love this track very much. I just love it's a beach related track because of how it's designed, the texture, the element, the background, the design, and even the music. It's just amazing. I love that there's also palm trees to once again match the aspect theme for this track. It's not a cold theme related track, instead it's a warm related track. This is an amazing track. Moving on. Number 4, Royal Raceway. This is a lovely track in my opinion. I have a feeling that this is a Princess Peach related track. I love how the sky is pink and those trees has a nice design to it. And get this, you can actually drive on Peach's castle. I don't know if you're playing Mario Kart 64 or Super Mario 64, but it sucks that you can no longer drive up to the Peach's castle in Mario Kart 8. But yeah, this is a beautiful track to play on. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that there's a giant jump section. And that's it. Number 3, Calamari Desert. This is an awesome track, even though it's in the name. I love that it's a desert theme related track. And get this, there's a train track section and the train doesn't stop. It just keeps going. At least you can go into the tunnel and drive around the train track, even in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass. But it was a shame that you can't drive up to the tunnel in Mario Kart 7. The music of this track sounds amazing and has a perfection to it. Let's just say, I love this track a lot. Number 2, Luigi Raceway, the very first track of Mario Kart 64. Despite being a short track, I still love this track. It's an amazing that this is the first Luigi themed related track because we've gotten 4 Mario related tracks from Super Mario Kart. Let's just say that this is beautiful. Number 1, Rainbow Road. I love this track so much. Sure, it may look bland, but I don't care what anyone else says. I just love the design of this track, all rainbow-ish. On the background, I love how it shows all 8 racers in neon lights. It just makes the track look more beautiful. I also love the music track. It's so satisfying to listen to while playing this track. I already mentioned this earlier, that this is the longest track ever. Yet, I put Wario Stadium on the lowest spot, which I'll admit. But come on, I love Rainbow Road. It's super colorful, the music is amazing, and Rainbow Roads take place in space. It has a perfect detail to this track. I just love how the creators of this game came up with this amazing creative ideas of Rainbow Road. One more thing, isn't it strange that this track would appear in F-Zero X? And honestly, they did a pretty good job redesigning the track along with the music. What's your favorite Rainbow Road from the Mario Kart franchise, by the way? And that concludes the ranking every Mario Kart 64 tracks. Thanks for watching this video, and if you made it towards the end, make sure you like and comment. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for notifications so you don't miss out on any new videos. Let me know in the comments below on what your favorite Mario Kart 64 track is. And with that being said, peace out everyone!